Hey everyone, what is up? This is Tim Rose, and on this channel, my goal is always to hit my mark and to help you hit your mark on YouTube as well. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications right now. All right, so today we are jumping into another Q&A video. There's actually going to be quite a few of these coming up very soon, and the reason I'm so excited about this is because you guys are asking such awesome questions. Tons of stuff involving your channels, tons of stuff involving YouTube, and while the theme of these videos may be in general answering, kind of your general questions and that sort of stuff, I'm trying to group together questions that maybe are more related and similar if possible. It's not always the case. Sometimes that does not happen, but thank you for your questions. These questions today are really good, and there's going to be a bunch more of these coming up, so please keep dropping your questions in the comments, keep asking questions. Let's keep diving into YouTube and how it works and everything that you guys want to know. So I'm going to try and make this video a little bit shorter today and move a little bit at a better pace. Just so that, for those watching who just come for the questions, they don't have to wait, 10 minutes before there's an answer. That also being said, I really appreciate you all taking the time to watch and all taking the time to engage. Thank you to everyone so far who's joined Make Your Mark on Facebook. That's a group that is just going to keep growing and growing. It's small right now, but we're growing and we're getting some good engagement from people helping each other. So if you haven't joined the Facebook group yet, please join Make Your Mark. Got my little sign here for you guys to see. And let's keep helping each other. Let's keep on facilitating ideas and helping each other grow. So the very first question today comes from one of my subscribers who has come on recently on the channel, but she's really been very engaged, extremely engaged, asking tons of questions. And so I want to do the first question today with my friend Alexia, and she's from the channel Alexia Life Coach. And sorry, Alexia, I suck at French. I won't read the French part of your of your channel name, but Alexia does a bilingual channel, and she asked the question today, is adding timestamps in the description box going to help grow your channel as far as the YouTube algorithm, or does this not really make a difference and is it just useless? And that's a great question, Alexia. From the algorithm standpoint, I think it could impact your channel one of two ways. If you add the timestamps in for people coming to your channel, those people who like to skip through things quickly, those people who don't like to watch the whole video, it can be very handy for them and keep those people happy. But remember that as they're skipping through the parts, you're losing more and more and more watch time and retention. So it's a bit of a tricky one, because if you don't add in the timestamps or the chapters, which is a really cool feature, people have to kind of skip through to find what they're looking for. It's a difficult one to answer, because personally, I don't really use the timestamps or the chapters myself, because when I guess it's just the way I am. When I go to watch somebody's video, I like to watch the whole video, because I always feel like there's snippets and there's nuggets of information and there's things I could see and learn all the way along, rather than just like skip and go from part to part really quick and get the 3 or 4 things and be gone. Like, I like spending the time with that person, hearing everything they have to say. But that being said, you will have subscribers that don't like to sit around and listen to you talk about general things or whatever. They're there, their time's important, they want to get the information and they want to be gone. So personally, I don't really use them, but you can definitely go ahead and do that if you think it's going to be a benefit for your audience. Just remember that in terms of it impacting your your channel, it could go either way. I mean, maybe some of you guys have had experience with that and can jump in and answer this question in the comments below, or make a post and we can all kind of discuss it. What's your experience been with that? Have you found that adding chapters in has it negatively impacted the retention and the watch time? Have you found it's been better, that people engage more? Are people not really using it very much? You know, it's one of those things I think as a community as a whole, it would be great to discuss. Certainly from the algorithm standpoint, the less time people watch your videos and the less retention, obviously, the worse that is for your channel. Now, what's a good watch time? What's a good retention? I mean, I'm going to be diving into that very soon in a video that I'm going to be doing those two very things, and we're going to have a really good discussion about that. And we're going to look at, you know, how you can be impacted in terms of your analytics and how the algorithm can impact you. But that's a really good question, Alexia. I won't definitively say one way or the other right now which I think is best. I've told you my personal way of doing it, but let me know, everybody who's listening to this and has thoughts on this, please let us know in the comments, and let's dive into it deeper as a community. Now, the next question is actually a second question from Alexia. She waited very patiently to have me answer her questions, and she's been asking so many great questions. So I figured that I would do a second question for her today. And Alexia's second question is, even if I have a small channel, I'm conflicted the same because I have two types of videos, but they're crucial to one another also. Should I redo my splash video, my channel trailer, should I explain more? Should I elaborate more on my channel, or just kind of leave it as it is? And that's another really good question, Alexia. In terms of your channel trailer, your splash video, for me personally, I'll give you my own experience with this. My first few months on YouTube, I didn't have one. And I didn't find that it necessarily negatively impacted me. It just, I think it's one of those things that as you start to grow and you realize, you know what, it's a very good idea. It will help you grow. It really will make an impact and a difference. When people get to your page, they land there and they're like, okay, well, what's this channel all about? Especially if it's not super clear from your channel art. Sometimes you get to people's pages and their channel art is like very generic looking and there's nothing on it. It's like a picture and you're just like, what is this? What's this channel even about? Especially, you know, sometimes you can look through start to look through the videos and it's like there's 10 different things they're doing. And then you're just like, I don't understand what this channel is about. And people get really turned off by that. So if you don't have your splash video, absolutely you need one. But what do we do down the line when our video is now a few months old, 6 months old, a year old, and we've grown as a content creator, we have developed new ideas, new thoughts, we're, you know, trying to expand into new areas, we're trying to figure things out, we're trying to draw in a more broad audience, because even though like you have to niche down to get like really good success these days on YouTube, it's difficult when you're super niched to draw in the audience, right? So you need to find ways of kind of broadening your niche while staying specific, because that way you can attract in more and more people. And some niches have it easier than others. I mean, my niche is an example of it's because I do YouTube and YouTube tips and tutorials and YouTube tricks and YouTube information. This is all stuff that virtually everybody wants to know about all the time. And the nice thing is, even though, yes, there's lots of competition, the beautiful thing is every person has their own unique way of doing it, their own unique personal style. So some people might really love me and the way I approach my videos, the way I have my background set up now, the way these talks are. And some people are going to be like, you know what, I just don't dig it that much. I just don't really like it. And that's okay, because guess what? There's 10,000 other people doing the same thing, and they can go find somebody else that they like more. And I'm not offended or hurt by that at all. And in fact, I think it's actually very healthy, because I don't want to have people on my channel that, you know, I don't want dead subscribers. I don't want someone to subscribe and then disappear and then never come and watch my videos again. I'd way rather have a smaller but really engaged and active community. So your splash video, if you're at the point where you think you should perhaps redo it, I think that's probably a good indicator that you should redo it. You know, and if your channel's like mine, like where I have a couple of styles of videos now, for a long time I was just doing the kind of the regular videos that you have all been used to. Now I'm having these sit-down discussions, and I'm actually going to be changing up the scenery for a lot of these discussions as well. So sometimes it's going to look like this. A lot of times I'm going to be in front of my new case and display. I'm actually getting a new chair that's going to let me have that beautiful backdrop, and I think it's going to make it aesthetically a lot more pleasing. But I do like this backdrop and this look as well, and I think it's really interesting to change up those angles. So for you, Alexia, if you're questioning it and wondering, I would say it's probably a good idea, if you've been going for a little while, it's now a good idea maybe to freshen things up, to update things. And let's put that information out there for people to see, so when they get to your page, they're seeing the updated info. So last week, I basically launched my new channel trailer, and it was nice. It didn't take me very long. I got tons of views on it in the first few days, in the first week. Lots of compliments on the background and the backdrop and how it looks. So I'm really happy with that. And the main thing with it is now that represents my channel much more accurately than if I'd left up the old one, because even though the old one did bring me in some subscribers steadily and did bring me in, those steady views, it didn't represent me or my channel anymore, right? This isn't the People's Bookkeeper anymore. And I had a funny comment from Cody yesterday or the day before, talking about, I think it was Cody who said, us and your old school people here are going to talk about the People's Bookkeeper, and new people are going to have no idea what that is or what we're talking about. And it's kind of funny, but it's true. I mean, the People's Bookkeeper was who I was when I started. Now I'm representing my brand, and it's changed. It evolves, right? So as you evolve as a content creator, you should absolutely update your channel trailer, update your titles, your tags, your keywords. Like, you know, if you're in 2020, don't have tags in your videos that still say, you know, best tips on this 2017. I mean, go back and change it to 2020. Update your titles with new dates and new thumbnails if you can, you know. Those things help keep you relevant and keep you fresh and keep your content going longer and longer and longer. So those are all great tips for helping you with really good long-term growth as well. So thanks, Alexia. Great questions. Really enjoyed them. Next on the list, we have Heather from Heather Sai D. And Heather asks, what is a splash video? And do you recommend hiring someone to create a logo? So 2 questions there. Well, Heather, as you saw, I just kind of explained a lot about what a splash video is. So if you need any more specific information, please feel free to reach out to me. Join the Make Your Mark group on Facebook, and tons of questions in there, tons of people that are starting to really get active and talk and share ideas and questions. We can all jump in and help each other. So basically, very quick again, a splash video, all it is a channel trailer, a welcome video. So when a non-subscriber lands on your Facebook page, or sorry, on your YouTube page, when they land on your homepage, you basically have this video that pops up and it welcomes them. So it's like, you know, hey, my name's Heather and my channel's about this and this is what I do and I like doing this and whatever. I mean, that's very general, but general, not broad, but you know, basically just it's something to welcome people to your page. And as far as hiring somebody to create a logo, well, that is a great question too. Let's face it, some of us are really bad at designing, at artwork, at being creative. Some of us, I can't draw to save my life. It's funny, I can actually, if I see something in front of me and I see it, I can actually replicate it quite decently. But the people who just like literally grab a brush or whatever and start designing out of their brain, I'm always amazed. I can't do that. So if you're not good or comfortable at that, Heather, or if you feel like you have some great ideas up here, but you can't seem to get it out to look the way you want to, definitely you could hire someone to create a logo. Go to like Fiverr.com, because I mean, Fiverr is like, you can get some amazing stuff done on there, really cheap. You know, you can get people who will create logos for you, or channel art, or intro videos, or overlays. You can get people who are going to do all kinds of great stuff for you, and pretty cheap, like 5, 10, 20 bucks, 30 bucks. But you have something that you're going to be able to use for months or years, right? So if you are sucky at art like I am, you can hire someone to do it. Now, I'm good graphically. If I can take an idea in my mind and I can use software, I'm quite good at coming up with a scheme or a design that looks really good. I'm very, very good at that. But in terms of drawing it out yourself or drawing a logo, if you're not good at it, hire somebody. Or if you have a family member, a friend. I've got several friends who are extremely good artists. So I could go to any one of them and say, this is what I want, this is the idea I have, I'd like this and this and this. And they're so good at it, like not only can they come up with a great design, they can do it all in the software and they can have it to me in a file format in like, you know, a day. And it's like, bam. So it's not that tricky of a thing to get done if you're not good at it yourself. Maybe you have a friend, maybe you have a family member, someone who can help you out in that regard. But definitely, you want your channel to look really great, Heather. So your channel art, your logo, your design, your style, your colors, your thumbnails, if you struggle with all of that stuff, then get help for sure. Reach out, watch. There's tons of great videos you can watch on creating great thumbnails and channel art and designs. And even just visiting other people's channels within your own niche is a great way to get ideas bouncing around in your head. And before you know it, you're like, I love that channel's design. Oh, I love the way they did that. I love the way they did that. And then you can start testing out and experimenting. Use Canva. Canva is great. You can use tons of the features there for free. They do have a paid service now. And some of the features that used to be free now are paid, but you can still do tons of stuff with it. If you have Photoshop, absolutely use Photoshop. Photoshop is probably, you know, one of the best things you could use. But, you know, test things out. If you're kind of okay at designing the logos or that artwork yourself, test it out and try out 5 or 10 logos and take them to your family and friends and say, which of all these do you like the most? And if there's a clear, you know, like 10 people out of 15 say number 6 is by far the best one, that's a good indicator that you're onto something that people enjoy and like. So at that point, it's good to say, okay, I'm going to give this one a shot. And you can keep on improving upon that and developing it. Just like your content, like your channel, your content, you as a person, you're constantly growing. You're constantly evolving as a person. Your content is constantly evolving and you're figuring things out as you go. So where you're at right now is not the exact same place you'll be in 3 months, in 6 months, in 9, in 12. in 2 years. I can't even begin to tell you how different things are for me now versus when I first began. If I go back and look at my early stuff, it makes me almost even like cringe a little bit, because I'm like, oh man, I looked so stiff. Now I feel so comfortable with everything. It's like such a difference, right? But you get those things, those comfort levels with everything, and that's from top to bottom, all the elements of your channel, your design and your layout and all that stuff. Like, it's going to evolve. Like, my channel basically in the last month completely went from being the People's Bookkeeper to now it is Tim Rose, and I have a new channel trailer, I have new channel art, my playlists I've totally updated and changed, my thumbnail styles are evolving, I'm working hard on that. I've got a new setup, I have a new camera, the quality, the audio quality, everything is just growing so much, right? And my channel is growing really well too. So as you're developing and as you're growing, Heather, you're going to constantly see these things happening. And thank you for your question. Please, again, any questions, just leave them in the comments. I love these questions because these make for such interesting videos. And while I have the questions kind of ready ahead of time, I don't plan out what I'm going to talk about and say. So the awesome thing is, with this all being unscripted, it's all really like just information that we're discussing. We're having a discussion and we're talking about these things because these questions are going to be questions that will help each of us out and help each of us grow. And it just may be that there's a nugget of information along the way that you're like, oh man, I never thought of that. And oh, I'm so glad I watched the whole video because I learned this and I learned that. So, I really appreciate everybody's effort. And we're going to do a couple more questions, and then we're going to probably, for the most part, for these videos, the Q&As, I'm going to try and do about 5 questions because I really want to dive into each person's questions and do justice to the question, and not just like hey, here, somebody asked the question and here's the question, yes, do that, and the next question. Like, that doesn't help, right? We need to have discussions about this stuff. So I'm really excited because even like 5 questions per video is going to let me make like a 20 to 30 minute video, which is awesome. So next question comes from my friend Coach Rast. And Coach Rast, he asks, how do you emphasize your content quality and also continue to try and focus on growing your channel's subscribers? Both take lots of time. And Coach Rast, that is a super question, my friend. And it is a tough one. My own experience has been when I first started, trying to put out 2 videos a week. I had the time because at the time I was in between jobs. So I was putting out 2 videos a week, but everything was so new for me. Using a camera, filming myself, editing, writing my videos, scripting things out, planning out what I was going to say, what I was going to do. Then the editing process, when the first really year until the last couple months, I was using a green screen for everything because I wanted to be able to have a backdrop to put in that looked okay. I didn't have the new setup that I've got now. I didn't have the camera that I've got now. I didn't have the audio quality. So I had to kind of tinker a lot, and I spent so much time editing, trying to make good quality videos. And it was like tiring. Like, I'm telling you, there were weeks I'd do my 2 videos and I'd just be like, man, like, how do people sustain this? Especially if they have a full-time job. Now, at the time, I had about 4 or 5 months where I was jobless. So it was a lot easier for me. But that being said, since I had the time to try and make the quality, I also had the time to really grow my channel and reach out. I used the commenting method a lot. I was constantly on tons of content creators' pages. I tried to get in first or within the first 5 or 10 on popular channels if I could. I tried to leave comments that generated discussions. So, you know, I got thousands and thousands of my comments out there on people's channels, engaging on their videos. And, you know, over the span of time, I mean, over the span of a long time, it's thousands of my links out there for people to find me and come back. What I would say for you, my friend, is it really comes down to, do you have the time to pump out more content at that high quality? Because people are looking for high quality these days. People don't want to come to your channel if it's a generic looking video, if it's really poorly done. And they're not interested in subscribing if you're not providing that quality. But then it's like, if you have your family and work and other things, how do you get the quality to be where it needs to be? It's a tough one. What I would say is, you want to put out as much content at that high level of quality as you possibly can. If you want rapid growth on YouTube, at least 2 videos per week is going to get you to where you're going much faster than just 1 video per week or 1 every 2 weeks. But if you cannot produce that kind of quality twice per week or once per week, and you really only have time to put out a video every couple weeks, make it the best video you possibly can. And in between, when you have a half hour, when you have a little bit of time, try commenting on other people's videos, leaving thoughtful comments about their content that they enjoy. And it's a great way to get a lot of people, without asking them, to come back to your channel, check out your content. If they like it, they'll subscribe, and you'll meet some great people that way. A lot of people on this channel are people that I've left a comment on one of their videos a long time ago. And they liked me, liked who I was. I never asked them to come. I never asked them, can you come and watch my videos? I've never asked anybody to do that because I just don't think that's a good way to approach it. I think you need to approach it from doing something nice for that other person. And if they like you and they come back and want to support, awesome. I don't expect it. And I think that we have to have the right expectation with that too, my friend. You know, so it is a very good question you asked. It's a very tough one to answer. It really depends totally on your circumstances and your situation. And if you have time where you can put out more videos at the same quality, it's going to help you grow a lot faster. If you can only do that 1 video a week, then make it the best you can make it. Try and find ways to make your time more efficient as well. That will help. And a prime example is this. I'll use myself as an example. I spent the first year on making my videos because I was using a green screen. My editing process was very, very slow. I mean, hours and hours and hours of extra time editing. And then if I had a little mistake after I'd already exported my video, I had to then go back into the software, I had to fix it, and I had to re-export it. And the exporting could take like 45 minutes, an hour, depending on the length of the video, depending on the amount of graphical stuff that was in it. I mean, my video that I made on Theory of a Viral Video, that one took me about 50 hours to make. And I was so exhausted by the time I was done it. And so if you are using a green screen, I'd suggest a really, you know, it's good for a brand new channel with someone learning and getting used to things, but ideally use a natural background if you can. And I mean, now my videos take me a quarter of the amount of time that they used to take me to edit. So find those little things along the way that you can utilize that will help you become more efficient, streamline your processes, and bring things in a really efficient way. And at that point, you're going to have an opportunity to save a lot of time, which gives you more time when you do have your free time to put into reaching out to make those connections. You know, if you find, hey, now my processes are this much better and I have 4 more hours per week, guess what? 4 more hours could let you make another really good video. Or 4 more hours could let you make your one video way better. Or it could let you have 4 hours to go and watch people's videos and comment and start to grow your subscriber base a bit that way. Maybe 4 more hours lets you scout out new locations or come up with new ideas. So those little things, my friend, will make a big difference and help you a lot. And the last question I'm going to cover today is from my friend Danny Glore. And Danny asks, how do you recommend growing a vlog style channel? How do you make people care about your videos like some of the vloggers that I watch? Is it everyday uploads? Danny, super questions, my friend. And the biggest thing I'm going to say to you right now is vlog channels are really, really hard to start. Vlog channels that are big, most of the time have either been around for a very long time on YouTube, around long before things are at the stage they're at now, where people are looking for quality and people are looking for interesting individuals, right? And I'm not saying you're not. What I'm saying is that starting a vlogging channel now is really, really difficult. It'd be the same as starting almost like a variety channel. People don't go for that, right? And the reason is this, Danny. When someone's watching your channel, comes to your channel, you've just started a month ago and you've got 4 videos on your vlogging and travel vlogging, etc. They don't care about you. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you're about. They don't know anything about you. They don't know anything about your family. They're not emotionally invested and tied into you as a person and as a content creator. So a lot of the channels that do start to grow and do well in this are at it for years. So you can be successful at it, but it will take a long time because people do not know who you are. I mean, think about it, right? If you go up to someone on the street and you shake their hand and just say, oh, hey, my name's Danny Glore. They're like, nice to meet you. And then if you're like, I'd really like it if you'd follow me in my daily life and just see the things I do, they're going to be like, you know what, like, I have a million of my own things going on. Why should I do that, right? So, and that's not a knock against you, Danny. That could be anyone doing vlogging or travel vlogging. I mean, my good friend Lewis over on his channel, Lewis has now niched down into travel and vlogging and travel and exploration. I love his videos because I love him, right? But what I would suggest is maybe there's an angle you can use to grow your channel at a faster pace. And when the time is right, switch into more of that vlog style, right? Like these videos that I make now, imagine if I had just started making these from the get-go. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew anything about me. I had no friendships, no connections I developed, no bonds that I built with anybody. People would just be like, well, who's this guy making a 30 or 40 minute video on YouTube who's got 0 subscribers and yet he's talking, like nobody would care, you know what I mean? So if you build up an audience first and then switch into vlogging or that sort of, or you design your channel around like say cinematography and editing and video editing tips and tricks, and then you throw in like every 4th or 5th video a vlog, a travel vlog, and then you go back for a few videos to, you know, really boosting your audience and helping them, and then you throw in, like Leela over on her channel is doing this. Leela's great. She's a really great YouTuber. And she does tons of Adobe stuff, Adobe Premiere, Photoshop. She's very, very good at it. She does amazing tutorials, but now she's still doing that, but now she is built up to 26,000 subscribers. Her channel is exploding now in the last like 3-4 months. It's just skyrocketing now. And now she's moving back into the vlogging and the travel vlogging and stuff like that, right? So maybe you come at it from a little bit different angle and try and figure that stuff out, my friend. It is a tough one. I don't know if daily uploads will help a lot at the beginning, because again, it comes down to people don't really know you. But you could try that. But can you sustain posting 7 videos a week and making sure they're good quality and making sure they have good music and sound effects and all that? If you're already a millionaire and you're able to do that and you have lots of time to do it, great. But if you're busy with a lot of stuff, I'd say stick to, you know, a couple videos a week for kind of starting out. And as far as making people care, you have to give them value and keep showing that over and over to let them know who you are as a person and as a content creator. And you have to let them know that you're there for them. And once they realize like that you actually care, that you're invested in their success as well, that you're invested in helping them, they're gonna start to care about you. It's going to even go past being just about your videos. It's going to become about you. There's lots of people out there who love the person that they're watching, and it's like PewDiePie, right? Now he just does videos on anything he wants to, and people go for him, not the content anymore. You know, and that's kind of a good place to get to. It certainly opens up options for what you want to do. So great question, my friend. Thank you for asking, and thank you everybody for tuning in and watching this video today. I really appreciate it. Again, if you're new here, if this is your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe, make sure you turn on the bell notifications. This series is all about you guys and helping you overcome your YouTube challenges and obstacles. So let's keep on growing this community. Let's keep on working together. Join our group on Facebook, and make sure that you leave your comments down below today. I really want to hear from you on the questions that you have and the things that I can do to help you guys out. So with that being said, I'll see all of you in the next video.